Oprah Winfrey was born into extreme poverty in Mississippi. She wore potato sacks as dresses and faced hardship from a young age. Today, she's one of the richest and most influential women in the world. Leonardo DiCaprio grew up in a rough Los Angeles neighborhood surrounded by crime and drugs. His passion for acting helped him escape and become an Oscar-winning star. Jim Carrey lived in a van as a teenager after his family lost their home. He worked as a janitor before making it big in comedy in Hollywood. Sarah Jessica Parker grew up in a large family that struggled to afford basic needs. Acting became her escape, and she built an impressive career. Tom Cruise was raised by a single mother in near poverty. Moving frequently, he even considered becoming a priest before choosing Hollywood. Halle Berry lived in a homeless shelter in New York before making it in Hollywood. She never gave up on her dream and eventually won an Oscar. Jay-Z grew up in Brooklyn's Marcy Projects, turning to music as an escape from crime and poverty. Now he's a billionaire and a hip-hop mogul. Celine Dion was born into a poor family with 13 siblings in Canada. Her incredible voice lifted her out of hardship and into global superstardom. Shania Twain grew up in a struggling household, often going hungry. Her resilience paid off, making her one of the best-selling female artists ever. Arnold Schwarzenegger was born in post-war Austria, where his family had little money. His dreams of bodybuilding and Hollywood stardom seemed impossible, but he turned them into reality. Demi Moore moved between trailer parks and faced financial struggles. She worked her way into Hollywood and became a superstar. Eminem grew up in a trailer park in Detroit. His raw talent and determination turned him into one of the greatest rappers of all time. Rihanna was raised in a modest home in Barbados, selling clothes on the street to help her family. Today, she's a billionaire thanks to her music and beauty empire. Sylvester Stallone was so broke before Rocky that he had to sell his dog for $50. After his first major success, he bought the dog back for thousands. Mariah Carey lived in a tiny New York apartment and worked odd jobs before making it big as a pop diva. Now she's worth hundreds of millions. Mark Wahlberg grew up in a tough Boston neighborhood, getting into trouble as a teen. He turned his life around through music and acting. Dolly Parton was raised in a one-room cabin in Tennessee with 11 siblings. She overcame poverty to become a country music legend. Cardi B worked as a cashier and a dancer to survive before becoming one of the most successful female rappers in history. Ed Sheeran was once homeless, sleeping on subway benches while trying to make it as a musician. His talent turned him into a global sensation. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on welfare before her books became a worldwide phenomenon. Steve Harvey was once homeless, sleeping in his car for 3 years before making it as a comedian and TV host. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's family had just $7 to their name at one point. Now, he's one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood. Tyler Perry was homeless before becoming a billionaire filmmaker. Snoop Dogg grew up in Long Beach, facing gang violence and poverty. His love for rap helped him escape that life. 50 Cent was raised in Queens and was involved in crime before turning his life around with music and business ventures. Keanu Reeves had a difficult childhood, moving frequently and facing personal tragedy. His perseverance led to a legendary Hollywood career. Justin Bieber was raised by a single mother in Canada. He was discovered on YouTube and became a global superstar. Viola Davis often didn't have enough food to eat as a child. She fought hard to become an award-winning actress. Chris Pratt lived in a van and worked as a waiter before making it in Hollywood. Zac Efron's family struggled financially, but he pursued acting and made it big. Whoopi Goldberg was homeless and worked as a bricklayer before becoming an Oscar-winning actress. LeBron James was raised by a single mother in a tough neighborhood. He became one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Selena Gomez's mother raised her alone, struggling to afford necessities. Her talent led her to Disney and beyond. Charlize Theron grew up on a farm in South Africa with little money. Today, she's an Oscar-winning actress. Travis Scott lived in a small home with his grandmother before making it big in rap. Jamie Foxx was raised by his grandmother in a modest Texas home. His talent led to Oscar-winning success. Nicki Minaj's family moved from Trinidad to the U.S. with little money. she worked hard to become a rap icon. The Weeknd was once homeless, sleeping on a mattress on the floor before his music career took off. Jennifer Lopez slept on a couch in a dance studio before making it in Hollywood. Madonna lived in a small New York apartment with almost nothing to her name before she became the queen of pop. Ashton Kutcher's family struggled financially, but he worked his way to success in Hollywood. Katy Perry's family relied on food banks when she was young. Now she's a global pop star. Samuel L. Jackson grew up in a segregated, struggling community before becoming a Hollywood legend. Adam Driver lived in poverty after leaving the military before making it big as an actor. Ben Affleck grew up in a poor household but worked his way into Hollywood fame. Hilary Swank lived in a trailer park before making it big as an actress. Ludacris worked odd jobs to make ends meet before finding success in rap. Megan Fox's family struggled financially, but she pursued her dreams in Hollywood. Chris Rock grew up in a rough Brooklyn neighborhood before becoming a comedy legend. Idris Elba worked odd jobs, including tire fitting and DJing before landing acting roles. Shia LaBeouf was homeless and lived in motels with his family before making it as an actor. Johnny Depp dropped out of school and lived on couches before landing his first big movie role. Bruno Mars grew up in a tiny house in Hawaii, sometimes sleeping in the back of a car. His talent and hard work led him to stardom. Drew Barrymore was homeless at 14 after a troubled childhood in Hollywood, but rebuilt her life and career. Miley Cyrus may come from a famous family, but her early years were spent in a small rural home before her rise to fame. Millie Bobby Brown's family struggled financially while supporting her acting dream. She later became one of the highest-paid TV stars. Michael B. Jordan's family lived in a small Newark apartment before he became one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Kevin Hart grew up in a struggling Philadelphia neighborhood, using comedy as his escape. Now he's one of the highest-paid comedians in the world. Tyrese Gibson was raised by a single mother in a tough part of Los Angeles. His musical and acting career changed his life forever. Jessica Chastain was raised by a single mother and struggled financially before breaking into Hollywood. Shaquille O'Neal grew up in a poor household, but turned his talent for basketball into a multi-million-dollar career. Howard Stern grew up in a small Queens apartment, eventually rising to become the king of all media. Stephen King was raised by a single mother and lived in a trailer while writing his early novels. Gisele Bündchen grew up in a modest home in Brazil before becoming one of the highest-paid supermodels in the world. Tiffany Haddish lived in foster care and even experienced homelessness before making it in comedy. Shakira grew up in a struggling household in Colombia. Her passion for music helped her become an international icon. Pharrell Williams was raised in a low-income neighborhood before becoming a music industry mogul. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Also, let us know in the comments which story inspired you the most.